and he tells my mom that I've got drug addicts watching Madison and that I am also a stripper in the strip club. Damn it.
And she's thinking the mom's thinking it just gets better and better.
Right. And I'm like, damn it, Lee. Like, can you keep a secret? Like, seriously. So my mom calls me freaking out. You've got these drug addicts at your house watching Madison. I was, first of all, no, I do not. They are not drug addicts. And I was like, and second of all, yes, Mom, I'm working in the strip club. Yes, I am. And so the next day, her and my dad show up at my house, united front, and I hadn't seen either one of y'all together since probably the last time y'all showed up at the jail. So Daddy just so happens to be bringing the car seat to me for Madison, and my mom shows up at the same time. And they like bum rush me in my nice ass apartment that I'm paying for by myself with a at-home drug test, trying to force me to take this drug test. Now, I'm 20 years old at this point. Like, you can and get out. Right. And so I take that drug test and I go.
Why do you take it? You're 20 years old.
Take it from them.
Oh, okay.
I go in the bathroom and I pour orange Listerine in it and I bring it back and set it on the table. And my mom's looking at it. She takes the lid off. She's like, this is mouthwash. And I was like, y'all can get the out of my house. It's the first time I had ever cussed to my parents because I had it at that point. I'm like, I don't know who the hell you think you are, but you
trying
are not
to help me.
Like, you are not. You haven't been in my life. You don't help pay my bills. You don't take care of anything. You don't have anything to do with my daughter. Like, don't come running in here like the knight in shining armor thinking that you're going to save the day because I'm a stripper. Like, it is none of your business what I'm doing. Get the out.
I get there, and from day one, it was just horrible. I had a bad feeling. I knew what hotel I had to go to. There's a Swiss hotel with a casino on the first floor. So I'm sitting at the casino at one of the machines playing that has a view to the front entrance of my hotel, which is across the street, because I had a bad feeling. So I'm sitting there playing, but I'm also watching the door. I walk across the street, and when I walk into reception, the young lady that was always there wasn't there, but there was a different guy there. He looks at me and he says, Mr. Castro? For some reason, I'm like the hairs on the back of my neck stood up, and I just looked around and was like, yes. He's like, your friend is over there waiting for you. I was like, oh, okay, thank you. And I turned around and there's this guy over there and he stands up. So I'm like, hey, what's up, buddy? Like, if we're old friends and we know each other, because we're old friends. So walk up to him, give him a hug, and when I hug him, I immediately smell that he smells like death. And in our business, we don't walk around smelling like death. We're always, nice and clean, cologne on, cream, whatever. But this guy smelled horrible. So that was like red flag number one. So I back up from him, I look at him. So we sit down on the couch right there, right by the front entrance to the lobby. And we're talking. So I'm like, how are you? How's everything going? And I'm looking around. Got a bunch of people around me. We're talking. He's like, listen, I'm going to leave you the bag. And I'm going to go back to my hotel and go take a shower because the trip was crazy. I was on a bus for like 40 hours. So I'm like, all right. In my head, I'm like, all right, so this is why, he took forever. It's starting to make sense. Yeah. Okay. So I was like, all right, I'm going to go upstairs. I was like, listen, just go do your thing, come back, and we'll go out tonight. He had this like little kangaroo like man purse with the drugs in it. So he puts it there on the couch. And I pick it up and go to leave. Go to leave, and bam, everybody that was around me, DEA, Interpol, undercover police officers, everybody just grabs me.
Downloaded Venmo, and I sent him like $500, and it went like from a bank account that had just no money in it, and it went through. And I'm like,
how does he have? Now he's got $500 from an account. So
and then he cashed it out and went to his bank account. So like the next day, like I googled like what's the limit on Venmo and how much can you send, like per day or whatever it is. And it was like it was 3,000, right? So you always do like $1 less, right? So it doesn't. So I sent him the rest, like basically $3,000, and it went through. And like basically all that happened on my account when I sent the first 500, it like, you get negative 500 and then it bounces, and then you get like whatever charge on your bank account from that, bouncing.
Yeah.
And he got the money in his Venmo. So Venmo basically at the time when they built their app was like they were fronting the money before they got the money from the account. So this happened with when I spoke to Ian Bick, he was saying this was the same thing with PayPal back in the day. It's kind of the same owners, but they would front the money on one side, and then it would bounce off your thing, and they would just keep trying to bill you, and the other person would be able to get this money. So now I'm like, all right, I just made 3,000.
So they're not clawing the money back.
So no,
I got the money. It's mine.
the person that received the money, they never even tried to claw back.
Okay.
Which was crazy. Like you would always think they would try to claw
Yeah.
that back. So like I ended up just that with that one person, I would find another person that would send it, like, because my account would get fried, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like the person that sent the money would get fried, but the receiver's account never would get fried, and they would never claw back. So like I just ended up starting to find like other people in town that would do it, and then so like I fly back to New York. I was still at the construction job. I'm like, told my girl, I'm like, I'm moving down there. Like I figured something out. Great.
I got a new job.
Yeah,
I'm going to
yeah,
drop the
yeah,
$50 an hour job.
Yeah.
With the union and the pension.
And she didn't believe it. Like
I got a Venmo gig. So I go in, stand in line, get up to the front and say, hey, what size are you? 30 length, 30 waist. They go, okay. 30 in the pants. He said, yeah, bro. Like they run tight. And I went, are you sure you're a 30? Because they run a little tight. And I said, yeah, I'm pretty sure like a 30. He said, well, all right, man, I'm going to give you a 30 though, because I think you're more like a 34 or 36. And I went, no, I'm not a 34. And he went, all right, well, I'll give you a 30. You can come back if you got a problem. And I said, no, I'm good. He gave me the 30s. So basically, I put the pants on, and I've got a camel toe. Like, I mean, it's bad. I mean, they're tight. I go like the first or second day of chow. Kiki comes and sits down with me, and they're waving to their friends. Hey, and I'm, they're like, hey, Matt, that's so and so. I'm like, hey, what's up? It's not good, bro. It wasn't until the second day I was there, or about the third day I was there, wearing my pants. Big black guy comes up to me and says, hey, man, can I talk to you for a second? And I went, yeah, let me talk to you over here. And I thought, where there's no camera? And I was like, okay. I kind of stepped a little bit, and he goes, no, over here. I said, bro, I'm good. What's up? And he goes, you need anything? No, I don't need it. What do you mean? He goes, you need anything? Like, you need some shoes? I'll get you some shoes. What size are you? I'm going to get you some shoes. And I went, no, I don't need any shoes, bro. Yeah, you wearing the boots, man. You need some tennis shoes, man. And I went, no, I'm okay. He said, look, I'm just saying, I'm looking for me a friend. And I'm like, what? Seems like a friendly place. I mean, you'll find a friend. What? I'm just saying, like, you's gay, right? I said, no. The bass shot in my voice.
Like,
no, absolutely not. No, I'm saying, you could be on the down low. I said, no. I said, I don't know what you're thinking, bro. I'm good. I don't know nothing about that. I said, I got nothing to say to you. I don't need nothing. Do not get me anything. Turn around and bolted.
He ends up selling to a confidential informant, and I didn't know. Well, I go to his house to drop off some dope. It was 9 ounces, as a matter of fact. It's crazy. I was dropping off a quarter brick, and I'm waiting for him to get there. And his old lady's like, oh, he's supposed to be back in a minute. I was like, well, I'll just hang out. So I go in the bathroom, and I crush up a pill in the back of the toilet, snort it. About that time, I hear boom, boom. I said, oh, Sheriff's Department, search warrant. I just laid down on the ground. They come in. I was in the bathroom. They cuffed me up and everything, put me on the couch. I'm looking at her like, bitch, did you set me? That's what I'm thinking. You telling me you're going to be here in a couple minutes. Now they kicked the door in. And this is like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. The cops never do that shit 3 o'clock in the afternoon. That's just made it fishy. But I'm like, hey, I want to see the search warrant. He's like, this isn't your residence. I said, I don't give a f. You're arresting me. I want to see the search warrant. And he's like, you don't need to see it. And I said, actually, tell him motherfucker you want to see the search warrant. Because it was at her house. She owned it. So he put it on a table and shit, and I'm reading it. And I see right there where such and such sold to a confidential informant 2 times and gave him reasonable cause to come to the residence. Well, they go in the back spare bedroom was where he used to conduct business. That's where he weighed everything up, baggies, all this shit. Well, that's where I went and put the dope where I was supposed to. So they go in there and they find it. And they're like, okay, you both are going to jail for trafficking cocaine. That's not mine. That's his. That's what this bitch says right there. I said, shut the f up. You know what I mean? Just like that.
It's her house.
Yeah.
It's your house.
You don't have to say nothing. You don't have
Yeah.
to say nothing. Shut up. You don't know nothing about it. How did that get there? Her fingerprints are on nothing, So we put us both in the back of the same cop car. And if you know anything about cop cars, it's going to say mic on, and it's going to have a little red light.
Yeah.
She's trying to talk, and I'm like, I slipped the cups from behind me and put them in front of me. She's like, I don't care. I can't go to prison. I said, shut the. I leaned over. I said, I'm going to bond you out. Just shut the f up.